Okay, let's start. Now we have second attestation. On the second attestation, we are going to create some game props and environment. First task will be about games props. It can be weapon, it can be some props which we can use in games. The main reason of the second attestation is to try uh, making models for the games. Making models for the games, it means you should create a really low topology with a low poly topology. There is only 3,000 triangles here. It almost 2,000 of polygons only. But in the games, you should also use props with a really good looking. It achieves with the textures. We are going to create and to learn how to transfer any details into the textures, into the texture normals, and we are going to use for the texturing uh, physical based render approach. It means it calls PBR textures, and we are going to learn how to create hand paint textures. And we are going to use Substance Painter or 3D Code to making these textures. First task will be about the weapons. The second task will be about some game environment. And if we look closer to the points and the deadlines for this task, we have two objects. Uh, First is a weapon. 5 points for the modeling and five points for the texturing. At the end, we are going to upload this weapon, ready weapon, into the Sketchfab. I will show you how you can uh, assign some materials in Sketchfab, how to put textures that we will create in the Substance Painter or 3D Code, and we will get this real-time rendering of this weapon. Sketchfab is almost like a game environment. It means here we have real-time rendering with some light, and we can rotate our model, we can see some details here. It means we have we can see final result real time. We can move it around it, make some animation here, put some animation here, and we will get some results. Okay. Okay, let's continue. First task will be some model. The second task will be create some textures for this model. Another task will be about game environment. In the game environment, we are going to we have three parts. First, modeling, second, texturing, and last one is export to the Unity. We are going to download Unity Engine and learn how to set up shaders in here, how to set up lights, and how to we can export any models into game engines. Those who don't have opportunity to install Unity can use Sketchfab in this stage, the same as we've done with the weapon. But it's better to use some Unity to learn how to work with this environment. Yes, Unreal? You can use Unreal if you have. Those who don't have Unreal can use Unity because the Unity weight less instead of the Unreal. Unreal, you should have really much space on your computer to use Unreal Engine. It's about 30 gigabytes of memory, and Unity is much, yes. it's about 4 gigabytes only, 5 gigabytes instead of the Unreal. That's why we commonly use Unity, but you should also can be able to use Unreal. I don't have example of the environment in my Sketchfab, but I guess I have some collections from the previous year students, maybe I have, maybe I don't have, I don't remember. But I have examples from the Sketchfab, from the different artists. And here is what we can choose for the environment. It should be some building. It should be some stuff, little stuff to achieving some realism of this environment. It can be some trees, uh, some props here, and it should be some part of the land. This is example of what you can choose for environment. Uh, on the first attestation, we work with interior. On the second attestation, we can work with the exterior and learn how to create some trees, environment, land. We can put some props here. You can put here some weapons that you already created in the first, for example, uh, as the first task. And also you can use these stylish models and to achieve this style effect, you can use hand paint textures method. We will learn how to create textures like this. Um, for hand paint textures, it's also needed to be skilled in art. And with the mouse, you can draw all of these details on the model instead. Uh, with the help of Sketchfab, or not Sketchfab, Substance Painter and 3D Code, you can draw on the model and create these interesting textures. And this is a key component of creation game models. Um it should be really low poly, uh, and if we can see on the wireframes, we have really less information on the models, only its shape, and any details should be on the textures. Some of artists create two parts of the model, low poly and the high poly. And from the high poly, we can transfer any information into the texture. We can transfer some details. Here is no details for the transfer, but for example, uh, uh, some ornaments, some really small details can be transferred into the normal map, and when you put these maps on your low poly model, you will get nice and fine result, like it has a really lot of polygons. But this model don't have a lot of polygons. This model have only low poly model and textures. And if we see on these textures, there is a lot of maps, and with the help of these maps, they can achieve some nice result. Another detail for this process is about to create one or two shaders maximum on this model, and every piece of details should be in one texture. Maybe we can see this example on another model that have this opportunity uh, to inspect these textures. We have albedo, and every detail is recorded into one texture, and it means we can um, optimize our model not only polygon on the polygons count, but also on the textures count. The less textures you have, the less not quality, quantity of textures. It's better. For example, one props should have only one texture set. And we are going to use this approach in the second station. We are going to use one texture for entire model. For example, we have one weapon and we will have one texture, but we will have another maps for this texture. Maybe here we can see. For the weapon, you can choose any prop you want. You can choose some weapons, you can choose some, for example, Tauren, you can choose some chests, but when you think about choosing of your uh, props model, you should think about how many details it have and how textures looks like. For example, if you want to try to make some hand paint textures, you can use as reference cartoonish and stylish models. If you want to try some more realism weapons, you should also find some reference with the metal or something like this. We will use both on the lectures. Maybe I will show you how to use some really good metals from the Substance Painter. Inside of the Substance Painter and 3D Code, there is a lot of presets for the shaders. There is metals and there is an opportunity to draw hand paint textures. And if we inspect this one, this is also only one texture on it, and it have some emission, texture, and base color. Okay, maybe we can go and select we can select another weapon for today's lecture. We can choose some interesting props and try to recreate them. And this one is also here. For the reference, you can use Sketchfab. You can find weapons not only on the Sketchfab, have also some ArtStation. On the ArtStation, you can find a lot of concepts for the game props. You can find some drawings, you can use some models as a reference, making some screenshots from them. It depends on what you want. You can use some weapons from the games if you want to recreate, but the only one rule, you shouldn't use ready models in your work. You should recreate it. Don't cheat. Don't use models from your colleagues and from other students. We are going to check your models on the anti-plagiat. Also, if we find is everything, if something you can cheat, there will be 0 for this work. Please don't cheat, make it by yourself. Okay, here we can find weapon concept. And in the ArtStation, you can also find some reference. Another rule for this work, when we are going to upload your work in the Sketchfab, you should put who is the author, which concept you use as reference. You should credit the author and put some link where you can download your reference And that's why when you put your work into the internet, there is some rules also for the anti-plagiats, and you shouldn't upload uh, works that you don't own. And if you use some reference from the artist, you should credit this artist in description. And here is a lot of reference you can use. If you want to use some guns, you can use some tutorials for them. But for guns creation, it's also a difficult way to create some guns for the games. I'm suggesting you to use some stylish weapons, something like this. This will be easy in the modeling process, but not so easy in the texturing process. You can find some in-betweens. Maybe for today's lecture, we can use this reference. This also interesting. You can find in the Sketchfab there is a lot of stylized weapons that you can use. You can use, for example, not hand paint textures, but some with the real materials like steel, wood. It's also possible for this task. You can even use some shields. You can use something like this for this task. And there is some shields. It's also interesting to model and texture. There is really bad internet. And we have this example of a weapon. For example, here you can find some ornaments. You don't need to model these ornaments. It's made on the texturing process. For example, uh, we can download image of this ornament and just put like a trafaret on the model with the bump settings, uh, with the affecting on its normals. And if we inspect this model in the wireframe, uh, it's modeled. Sorry, but it shouldn't be modeled. It should be on the texture. uh, this is not ready for the games, but it looks great, but not possible for the games, because if we inspect this model, there is a lot of polygons here. And if you put this weapon in your game, you will get some lags, and on the not powerful computers, your players, yes, yes, your players will get some freezes and lags, and there is really good looking, but not useful for games. Um, and let's inspect another one. Maybe here. Here I guess it's texture. I hope it's texture. Let's inspect. Yes, if we choose some normal map, on the normal map we get this information. And it's not drawing, it's like using trafarets from the texture. You can draw black and white texture and put it in the Substance Painter as a trafaret, and you will get some really shaped result. But if we inspect in the wireframe, there is not so much polygons. Yeah, it's enough, but we don't see these ornaments and some details. Every details collected in the textures. Inside of the normal map, we can see this information, and altogether it works like it's really high quality and model texture. And inside of this one, there is a lot of much more information instead of low poly wireframe. In the low poly wireframe, we only have these hardened edges, but on the render, in the final render, we can see some really smooth and nice result. And here's also examples that you can use. You can use realism textures, or you can use stylized textures. And these textures also created in the Substance Painter or 3D Code. We can even look through in the description if we have. Here is the credits for the original concept. And with the same, we can put on the Sketchfab your models and credit the original concept. And here you can find also some weapons. Okay, I think we can begin with the modeling. First part will be modeling. Second part will be texturing. Or maybe we can use this one. This one is also cute. Maybe we can choose this one. This one is a little bit easy instead of this reference. This reference have a lot of details. I think we don't have much time to provide this one. But here you can see a lot of emissive materials. It's also interesting. This one is also good. Maybe you can also watch some tutorials from the previous year, and in the previous years on my YouTube you can find some different weapons also. Okay, let's choose this one. If you use Sketchfab for modeling reference, you can make some screenshot as good as you can in the front view, and with making some screenshot, we can start modeling from let's save this screenshot. And we can start. Your task is also to choose your reference and start modeling. And on the first stage, try to create a really low poly model with enough details. The next step, you can duplicate this model and add some more details. And the final stage, when we move to the texturing, we are going to transfer high poly model to the low poly model by using some transfer maps in Maya. I will show you this process. Okay, let's start from from the low poly model. I'm going to put здрасте, заходите. Okay, let's put image plane here, as we've done previously, the same. Let's create some cube, and I will move this reference somewhere. And also we can put this reference in the middle of our model. This cube is like our guideline. In this model, we have a symmetry, and we can also use some symmetry settings when we will work on this model. Okay, we can change the shading to the X-ray, and we can put our image plane on the layer without selection. And now we're ready for the modeling. We are going to start with the cube. And let's make some proportions. First, we can use some block. We can block our model with the parts. Here will be this part. For the origin, I'm going to use some cylinders. I will use some cubes and cylinders for this model. Let's start add some primitive cylinder. We can change subdivision axis to the minimum. Minimum, I think it's 14, or maybe it's even, yes, 14 it will be enough. And we can put it here. And from this cylinder, we can model entire weapon. Okay, we can add some details. We can extrude them out. You can start from the big parts and continue to the details. The same process. Don't try to make it really high quality instead of on the start of the blocking process. Just roughly to divide your model and make some proportions first. Decide where you from which parts your weapon consists. When you're working on the stylized model, there is no needed to be really accurate in the uh, size of the model. You can just look on your model, and it should be look really nice. There is no needed to calculate any proportions like we used in the kitchen, because there is an art, and we can just create the basic proportions, and it should be look like the reference, but not 100% like a reference. You can skip some small details, but in the overall, it should be look like the reference. You can make uh, something from your imagination, for example, add something you you like instead of the reference, but it should be looks good. And here's also we can put some multicuts. Maybe we can start extrusion. You can add some details early, not at the beginning, but later. You on the first step, you should just uh, define the shape and understand if it's round or if it's flat. And according to the settings, you should also model, your weapon. With you, something like this. Maybe the upper part will be a different part, and the lowest part is also can be a different part of the model. Okay. The blade can be made from the plane or from the cube. We are going to add just the ones with the extrusion. We can make any shape with the manipulation of some vertices. And we can use cube, or we can use some plane. I am going to use this cube, and from this cube I can create any shape I want. Uh, don't forget to check in the perspective view how it looks. I'm going to squish this little bit, and we can start to model. And with the manipulation of these vertices, we can define any form we want. We can divide this also in the two parts. For example, blade can be different part. Yes, and above the blade we are going to create this gold metal. And also we can put some multicuts here. Maybe later. First of all, start with the basic shape. Uh, Next, I'm going to select this face, this one, and extrude this down. And with the help of extrusion, we can provide any form that we want. I'm moving my vertices only in this area, not in the perspective mode, because I need to keep these vertices according to x-axis without any changes. We shouldn't put these vertices beside this perspective. That's why I'm using this manipulation only into the front view. When you selecting something, everything every time check in perspective mode that everything is fine, and go back to the front view and continue to repeat the shape. First, it can be really rough, only just repeat the shape. Again, select and deselect, check everything okay, and we can continue do this extrusion. If you use plane, you can just select edge and extrude the edge. After that, you can select every faces and extrude it to make it depth. And if you start with the cube, you don't need to extrude. It's already have this depth. And we select an area because when you work with the cube, sometimes you can select only one vertex and it can be crushed your positions. And after that, we can again extrude and repeat. Select face, extrude, and repeat. When you work with low poly models, every edge should be in the right position, because we don't have so much polygons to provide the form, and you should manipulate with everything you have in this field. And if you put vertices or edges in different position, you will get the shape at the end, the different shape. And with the help of the structure, you can provide volume and the shape of your model. Okay, let's continue. Selecting my bottom faces. Don't forget to check in the perspective. It should be in one field without any changes in this side. First, it shouldn't be really detailed. If you put edges really closer, it's difficult to manipulate with it. Make enough to provide the basic shape. After that, we can make some bevels, or we can add some more multicuts in betweens if it's necessary. But try to keep as low as you can. Don't forget about look on your original shape. For example, here we have also information, but on the screenshot it's not seen. And also you can inspect model in the wireframe and see how it's done. This part is different and put inside, bless you, inside of the gold part. As we done, as we can now, as we will do the same process. I mean. Okay, let's continue extrusion. We can rotate our multicuts, something like this. Use not only extrude but also multicuts to make it just simple in this way. And also we can continue extrusion with these two faces. And here we can just put some multicut and precise these details. We've done with this blade. The second step will be add some details here. Maybe we will do it later. First we should provide the basic form. After that we are going to continue with the settings. Here I think we can put another multicut. And here I guess it's also needed, or maybe not. We will put it here. Okay, we're done with the blade. Let's go to the metal shape. Metal shape can be the same. We can start with the cube and with the same process we can repeat it. At the beginning, we just providing the basic shape of this model. Don't forget, we're working in the front view. In the perspective, we can adjust it later when we're done with all details. In any time, we can scale it in this perspective. But it should be flat in this direction. Flat, I mean avoid moving vertices in these positions. If you, in the perspective, don't have the flat, you will get some problems with the overall shape later. You should keep these vertices in one Как будет на английском плоскость? Field, plane, in one plane. Okay, let's go back to this part. And here we also, with the multicad, we can provide some round form. And also we can make it complicated. Oh, sorry. Be careful with what your selection. And with the help of the multicad, we can roughly make it curl. And from this face, we can extrude this part. Maybe we can make it earlier because if we look on the reference, here we have some falling. For example, we have some depth here. Or we can make it from the different model. When you work with the weapons, for example, it doesn't matter to make it from one cube and extrude. If you understand that if you put another, make some details from another cube or another shape, you can make it. It should be with the less polygons. For example, if we put some details inside of another details, for example, like this, it doesn't matter because if we model entire extrude here, we will get a lot of supported geometry, and these polygons means nothing for the construction that you can keep from the different parts. For example, this weapon will be combined into one model, and if we animate this weapon, nothing will broke during the animation. That's why we can put some parts inside of the model because it means 4 polygons. If you model it, it means 10 polygons, for example, to provide in this shape. And for the modeling, when you create game-ready models, you can do this. If you create some production models for the render, you should avoid this because on the rendering, we can see these details. For example, when we talk about hard surface modeling, in the hard surface, it should be modeled from the one part with the rules of the grid and topology, and you should keep it with a nice structure. But for the games models, we can yes make it just simple as we can. And when we speak about modeling process, you should also think about where this model be used and the purpose of this model. And the pipeline of the process is different. For example, when you create the characters, it's needed to be from the one shape, it's organical shape, and when you make some rigging, if you have some parts, it's just put it inside. When you move, for example, arms, it can be broken in the rigging process. That's why for the character modeling, the process is the same. Not the same as we done for the props modeling. And I want you to think the meaning and where you will use this model. And also let's make some multicut here. And we just provide in the shape. On this stage this is really rough. After that, I can make some bevels, add some more multicuts here, and provide more details later. Let's select face, deselect, and make another extrusion. Put it here. Make multicut. Use multicut with a loop. The structure should be with the edge loops. And here we already have low poly structure for this weapon. It's almost something like we have in the reference. And on the next step, we are going to add some more details. And with this iteration, we will get some more and more details. But when you have low poly origin, you can, if something went wrong, you can duplicate this low poly and start again. Every time keep every stage you should keep some how it calls uh, backup, yes, on every stage. Okay, let's continue providing this shape. And here is some interesting part. We should find the center of this model, and we are going to duplicate it after. I'm going to model only half of this weapon. And when I add more details, I will duplicate and make some mirror copy. And in the center, it should be one straight line. With the scale, I can make selected vertex flat. Bless you. Something like this. Okay. To the help of defining the center, we can use our first cube. We can divide it into the half, 50%, and we can use this as a guideline. We can switch on our wireframe mode, and we can use this as a guideline with the snap tool. And we've done with these details. The next, I'm going to make some extrusion here. Let's see. There is also different parts. For example, this rounded part from our cylinder, but this flat part is from our weapon, and we can also model it a little bit, or we can put it here. We can use some wireframes and see it's modeled. We can see this structure of the polygons. Here we can also add some spherical part, make some multicut, make some extrusion faces. Here will be more informative from this side. Make some scale here, and we have this nice result. We can delete these triangles and make extrusion in the center, as we done previously when we make some teapot. Maybe something like this. Here will be another model, and we can hide this hole here. And from this part, we can extrude this bottom lane. And we should also change the side and make our center line in the center. Okay, we can select this face and make another extrusion here. We should make this bigger. Maybe we can select, we can put another multicut here. And make this one bigger. We should scale it in the proportions. This part is narrow, and we can put it inside this upper part. Now we've done with these parts. Okay, let's go and see another big parts. We should model this one, but we can go and model this chain. We can simply model this one from the torus and keep the section radius smaller, subdivision axis. We can use 14 here and 14 here, and we can change the radius and the section radius. It is something like this. Let's check and rotate it the 90 degrees. Let's look here. We can scale it. Maybe something like this. Okay. I think this is enough. We have 196 polygons. Maybe we can check if we make it smaller. Because we have a lot of chains, it means we should also think about calculation of the polygons. Hmm? Maybe we can finish earlier without breaks. On the sketchfab uh, we have triangles. We have six, almost 700 triangles. Now we have in the triangles, um, overall we have almost 1000 triangles. We should, maybe our model will be a little bit more triangles instead of this one. Because in this one we can see how they use triangles to provide even less geometry. For example, here they have triangles to provide this small piece of geometry. In the chain also they have really less. Maybe we can also use this one. Hmm? Maybe, but we can calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can make it same. 10. Я повторю потом просто его. Mhm. Mhm. You have reference from the ArtStation or um, maybe you can provide the basic shape. The same as I'm doing now, and after that, trying to make details. Check does it fit to the reference, and if it not fits to the reference shape, you can add more details. And if you put the more details and the shape is not changed, it means it's extra and should be optimized. You need to add details until it looks fine, but if you add more, it doesn't matter. The shape is the same. Uh, And that's why we're doing in this like agile process with adding details. It helps us to not how it calls не переборщить с с полигонами. Yes, overcomplicated shape. And this one can be deleted. And we have if nothing changed, it means you achieve maximum. And we can duplicate this chain and make opposite copy. Okay, let's duplicate minus not z, maybe x. Yes, don't forget to freeze to clear any minus in the scale. If you not clear this minus, when we put the models into the Sketchfab, it can be transparent because of the position of the faces. It shouldn't be inverted into the center. And after that, we can combine this model, delete history, and make some merge to keep these vertices one in the center. And now we have this chain about 100 trees faces. Before we have 196 polygons. It means when we small changes, it costs less than previously. But the shape is almost the same. And it means the process of optimization. And after that, we can duplicate this model and make some chain. Let's start from this. We can use duplicate special. When we use duplicate special, we can repeat a model with the same translation. We can calculate number of copies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should have 4 more copies. And we can use translate without any rotation. We will use translate around Y. And we should check Ctrl Z and make less translation, not so much. Maybe about 3.5, not like this. What? Yes, we can apply, but we should Ctrl Z. Don't forget Ctrl Z your process. maybe something like this, but we can Control Z, make it smaller, and we can duplicate special. Yes, like this. Or maybe no. Yes, like this. We can put it inside the model here. And what we can do, we can group these torus, and we can make center pivot of this group, and we can duplicate this group, rotate on the minus degrees, and we can put it in the center like this. And we're done with this chain. And we can select this chain and make soften edge, and it's rounded. In the low poly modeling process, soften edge will really help you to make some low poly mesh look softened. We are not going to use smooth on these models. We should keep low poly models look like smooth. And this, when we use soften edge, it's also affects on the normal. And when you export these meshes in the Unity or Sketchfab, it also can be smooth. When you use, for example, 3 preview, it looks like smooth, but it's not smooth. And when you export it into the engine, it will be like hard and low poly. And that's why we are going to use now soften edge. Sorry. Soften edge, not anywhere, but where it's needed. Okay, let's save and continue do some hard details. Let's move and understand how they done with this part. It's also was created with the help of um, not extruded from this part. It's a different part applied on above this model. But I think we can model this from this shape. Let's try to make it. We should understand how it looks. We can put multicad here, and we can select some parts of this model of the faces. Let's select 2 faces in front of the model. We should think about the center. We can select 3 of them. 2 of them here, 3 here, and 2 here. And we can extrude them a little bit. And here we have some details, almost like we needed. And we can manipulate with them. Okay, make it again. And we can also switch on the symmetry, I think, or we can cut the part. Maybe we can switch on. We don't have the center line for the symmetry, and that's why we can make it with the help of our hands. We should scale it from the center. Maybe let's make it again. You can use, but for me, it's, I think this enough. Sorry, let's Control Z. I need to put another cut here, and now we can select. Okay, maybe something like this. And we can use in the vertex mode and manipulate. We can scale them out. We should add some multi-cuts here in the center. And let's divide. With the help of the scale, we can change its dip. And also don't forget about this part. Hide gizmos? Which one? Uh, I'm not selecting. With the Q. When you press Q on the keyboard, you will go to the selection mode. And when you press R on the keyboard, it means scale. And we can scale this out. And also we can make select these edges and make some bevel here, something like this with the segments, and we've done with some details. I think we can also work with these parts to make it more accurate, but for now it's enough. Okay. And what else we have? We can duplicate this part and put on the bottom because it's almost the same. Let's duplicate, move. We can rotate it. Freeze transformation. We can delete faces. Center pivot and put it here. And even we can just delete the half like this, and we put the bottom part. Maybe we can duplicate it after we add some details here, and we can just reuse this part in front of this. Every time think what part is the same, and you can just duplicate it and duplicate this part only after when you apply some details. For the first iteration, you should create unique parts of this model. On the second iteration, you can add some details on it. And finally, you can duplicate every piece of geometry and provide the final step. And also here we have just one cylinder. We can put it. On the cylinders, don't forget change some divisions to the minimum. And another interesting idea how you can provide some if you have some feathers or transparent details, you can create one plane, and on the texturing process you can draw details with the transparency and apply texture on the just plane, and you will get the nice feather, for example. Uh, for example, here we have just several planes and just enough. Okay, here we need to see of on our reference. It's also optimized on the top of this cylinder. Let's calculate how many edges we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. We can downgrade the cylinder to the 7. and we can model this out. We can put some multicuts here. So we can select these edges. We can make it bevel, this one segment, and we can just scale this according to the center, like this. And we can scale them out like this. And now we have this model. And also we should close these edges with extrusion. And we can close with the fill hole. And in the process of modeling some game models, it should be at least 3 angles or 4 angles. Avoid 5 or 6 angles geometry. It means we should cut this geometry, something like this. Or even we can cut this like this. It should be 4 angles. Or maybe it's not 7 but 4 sides. Okay, let's keep it. Not 7, it should be 8. Maybe we can change with the circularized. We can fix this one, and we can close now with the fill hole. And after closing the fill hole, we can divide it with the multicuts, like this and like this. And we have 4 angles inside of these parts. It's done. And we have only 160 trees here. Okay, it was interesting. And also we can use soften edge on this detail. And we can precise according to our reference. We can scale this a little bit. I'm going to keep according to my chain, not according to the reference. Okay, we've done with this detail. Next, maybe we can put these planes for this one. Or maybe we can use some polygons. Let's check. Yes, it's just planes without depths. When you have to repeat some materials, maybe we'll make it on the next lecture. It's really difficult. We should also make some UVs when we duplicate a lot of materials that have the same color. We also can check base color on this model. We have one color on the texture and repeat it on every single piece. It achieved with the same UVs. For example, we should make it at the end when we put everything on the UV shield. After that, we can make one copy, make UVs, and after that we can duplicate and manipulate with the position of this part. And it means if the shape is the same and color is the same, you can make one and make everything about UVs and prepare for the texture, and after that you can repeat and change the position. And it's also interesting. Okay, maybe we've done for today. On the next lecture, we are going to provide some details on the center, on the above, on the bottom, and prepare this model for the texturing process. Make some UVs and everything done. Maybe on the next lecture we will finish this weapon, and on the next lecture we are going to make some texturing. Okay, thank you for your attention. We've done.